Hey guys, in this video you're going to write your first C++ program. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So out of all these programming languages, why do you need to learn C++? It is a powerful and fast programming language. Originating as an enhancement to the C language, C++ introduced the concept of classes and objects. C++ is widely used in 3D graphics such as DirectX and OpenGL, embedded systems such as programming at megachips that are used in factories, film and animation, Adobe applications, Google Chrome, video games, and much more. C++ is a middle-level programming language. In a spectrum, the higher level it gets, the closer it gets to resemble human language. The lower level, the more closer it gets to hardware instructions. But the higher level languages are easier but usually slower, and lower level is harder but tends to be faster because it's closer to give hardware instructions in much easier way. There is a learning curve, but when you learn it, it's worth learning C++. According to Code Summit, you can learn above 100K a year on jobs and 60K and above as a starter in the United States. So what do you need to get started? There's multiple options for the text editor to write the code in, and there's the first thing we need, and I recommend CLion. Simply go to the link in the description on the website of CLion, download the setup, click on next for the installations, and then click on the agreement, click on continue and activate your license. If you have a .edu email, you can use it as a student account. Just click on login to start your trial, and after that you can use CLion. Click on new project, and then you have a series of options. And from the language you can use C++14 and unclick it start. So to begin, you will be given as a sample code to say hello world. Here you have your CMake file. On the left side of your project you can go back to your CPP file where you can write your main code. But wait, you don't need to do this one. So we have to get rid of all. After that, when we run, we see we have nothing. So that's why we are given error when we run nothing. We can get started on writing some codes. We start including the IO stream, which enable us to use the input and output functionalities built in C++. Then we write integer int main. Main is the main character in our program, the main function that runs first. Parentheses and curly brackets. Some people prefer one after the closing parentheses, and some prefer giving it a new line for better management, and I recommend adding a new line. Now let's run it. As you can see, we have successfully compiled it. But it feels lonely here since it does nothing. Let's give it some functionality. We use the C++ standard library cd followed by double colons known as the scope resolution operator, cout, which is the character output, double less than sign as used as an output, double quotations and inside of them any piece of text known as a string to give it as an out, and end it with semicolon, which we will use at the end of every single statement, and we will use it again and again.
I'll be back.
When we run it, you can see the output text. To avoid using std and the double colon every time, we can simply use the using namespace std directive, which will bring all the namespace from the cd namespace into the current scope. So now let's do another line output to say something else. In order to do it, we have to add a new coding line after the semicolon, and then write cout since we are using the std namespace above, and then two of the less than sign, and then the double quotation and out message. Inside of it, the same as before, and end it with the semicolon as an end of another statement. After we run it, you can see that they are combined after the s and before I. To fix this, we need to use the end line. So we use the double less than sign, and after that std double colons, and then the end L for the end line, and then the termination sign, which is the semicolon. Now you can see that a new line is added. So if you want another line after the second sentence, we can simply do the same thing. That's it. Let's get rid of the namespace. We can use the std and colons before cout. We need to use the return 0 at the end of our main function. It means that our code ended without any errors. Let's change it to 1. As you can see, it said that exit code is 1. It's a way to know what's going on for debugging and for later on much skilled projects. For the new line, we can also use the \n character inside the single quote, but the benefit of std line is that it flashes the output buffer. Remember that the less than sign here means plus sign compared to higher level languages like C#. As you can see, it gives us the same output now. We can also add comments for other developers to understand what a piece of code does, to explain things for us, like if we look at it, our code in the future, to remember what different things does as our project scales bigger. We can also use the \& and the star key. By pressing enter, it will give us multi-line comment support.